our families. We partner with CKF to provide free expert assistance to enroll, use, and maintain affordable coverage. Our certified navigators are available to set for an uninsured Hoosier at the trusted teammate as a trusted teammate as well. Call 1-888-975-4CKF and tell us the county where you live or work. Healthy Communities of Clinton County. Frankfort trying to get an equalizer here, down 1-0. And if you're head coach Mia Hernandez, what are you preaching from the sideline right now here to try and get things back even?
Well, I think you're trying, first of all, encouraging your back line. Jordan Garcia, Mariela Lopez, your back anchors there. They need to stay positive, stay engaged, and realize they're the first distribution. They're the first leg of that attack going the other way. It's really important for them to try and find those forwards and those wide players to move them forward.
And a whistle and a free kick opportunity from a very good spot for Frankfort as Arieli Cisneros hits the deck.
Yeah, and we'll see Mariela Lopez here on the free kick. It wouldn't surprise me to see this going on frame, but can Frankfort be aware for any type of rebound as well?
Lopez standing just off the 18. She rattles that one up, goes off, an opportunity shot and a save off the defender that time. So that's a shot taken by Frankfort, but it is not on goal either way. A decent opportunity for the Hot Dogs, just couldn't quite cash it in.
Yeah, it's a good ball in. The player is standing in front of the keeper. Keeper doesn't clean it up. Those are those rebounds. Frankfurt's just got to be a little bit more, I want to say, scrappy on, right? Getting in that 6, getting a little bit dirty, trying to get a toe poke, something on it towards the frame.
Throw in here for the Hot Dogs. The Hot Dogs slowly but surely just trying to build a consistently winning program. And with Mia Hernandez in her second year, just laying the base at this moment as we now have a free kick for the Hot Dogs.
And Martinez over it, going to be looking for that back line there. If you keep an eye on Cascade, you got the Frankfort Hot Dogs up on them.
Martinez sends that one in. It goes off of the shoulder that time of one of the Cascade cadets. That was Whitaker who was able to break that one up, but a chance again here for the Hot Dogs as we play on. Martinez crosses it into the penalty area, and unable to get the right angle is Garcia, but shot inside, score! And that is Diana Santos getting the goal. That is her first of the season. And that equalizes things here in the 28th minute.
Yeah, you had a feeling it was coming. A beautiful strike by Diana Santos there. She is just well aware at the top of the 18. A great job on the outside. Cuts it back, plays the ball in, and a well-deserved tally by Frankfort there. Again, it is just building and building and building, and a great combination, a well-deserved goal, and we're back even, Kurt.
On top of it being an equalizer here, Kristen, the fact that it happened in such close proximity to the previous goal scored by Cascade certainly speaks volumes.
Oh, absolutely. And, we saw this last week as well when they went down against North Putnam. They continued to battle back, evened it out, and they walked away from that game with a W. So, resilience is going to be a term we're going to have to start using to describe this Frankfort Hot Dogs team.
Santos is now the 7th different player for the Hot Dogs to score a goal this season. Again, indicative of what we talked about in the pregame, Kristen, of how pretty much anybody can get in and score a goal for this Hot Dog squad.
Well, and that's what happens when you build the type of program that Mia Hernandez is, right? We see the way that Cascade is playing. It's a quick counterattack. We're going to park 5 in the back. We're going to try and kick it and beat you. You'll hear some critics of soccer say, okay, that's sloppy, that's simple, that's not the best way to play. Look over on the Frankfurt side, you just saw the build-up there in that goal. Much more extensive, moving it left to right instead of just north and south. And when you do those things, when you instill those principles in your team, it puts multiple different players in the position to score.
So the versatility has certainly been a thing that the Hot Dogs have been able to hang their hat on this season as they continue to work through the growing pains of putting together a good program. And you can certainly see the pieces are there. It's just a matter of executing when the time comes.
100%. And it's difficult. You know, we've talked about both of these teams having a fairly young core and trying to develop those players into that system. On top of it, the high school soccer season is one of the shortest when it comes to soccer.
Here is a run now by the Hot Dogs. Shot inside, and it goes wide that time off of the foot of Martinez, who had an excellent run on the far sideline.
Yeah, a beautiful run. She takes a great touch diagonal towards the goal frame. I love the strike there. I thought it was going in for a second, just soars a little high. But, hey, I love that. You're looking towards the goal, you're taking that diagonal touch, and you're making yourself dangerous on that outside run.
4 shots taken now here by the Hot Dogs in this match. 2 of them on goal. 2 of them have not been on goal, but 1 has hit pay dirt as we are tied at 1 goal apiece. By the way, indicative of how well the defense has played in spite of the fact that they've given up that goal. Cascade only has 1 shot taken today, and it was the goal that they put up on the board.
Right, and that's, again, indicative of the fact that Frankfort is playing that more possessive soccer right now. It doesn't mean, we're still even here at the scoreline, but Cascade is going to be looking for more of those transition attacks.
The Hot Dogs trying to meander closer to the goal, and now we have the ball going out of bounds, and it will be the first corner of the day for the Hot Dogs. And just like you mentioned it here, Kristen, the set pieces can really be beneficial here for Frankfurt.
Yeah, and we saw it on that first goal with Diana Santos, and she's hanging out again at the top of the 18. Can something pop out to her, and is she aware to put something back in on frame?
Sending it up and in this time to the penalty area. Wide open now here is Martinez. She crosses it up again, trying to find a header that time as looked like Brianna Flores could not quite come down with that one, and it will be out here for a goal kick this time for Cromer.
Right, and the growth that you're looking for there is the decision-making, right? Instead of trying to put a shot on goal that's going to be blocked by 3 defenders in front of you, Frankfurt plays that back out wide to the corner kick taker. Now, unfortunately, obviously the ball goes over, but the idea is there, and the idea is what's going to create those offensive opportunities.
Midfield turnovers have been something that Frankfurt has done very, very well so far as Cascade. Ever since that goal, they have really not been able to get any sort of organization on an attack.
Not quite yet. And, credit the Frankfurt back line, but also credit their midfield pressure as you see them pick up another one against this Cascade back line.
Martinez chips that one forward, but nobody is there to corral it as Cascade will keep it, but right back into the feet of Flores, who sends that one wide and out of bounds. And another goal kick opportunity now for McKenna Cromer. So Cascade, again, just trying to get some sort of organization back after getting that early goal. Again, Jeffrey Franklin, the head coach of this Cascade squad, and assisted by Hope Merchon. Frankfurt working on the back this time again. Cascade gets a little turnover, but right back in, and it's turned over again. Coming close now here is Autumn Chatton, the junior. Here comes Trump on an attack, and she is tripped up right outside the 18. No whistle on that one, and we play on here as Jimenez Galicia will put it back into the middle.
Right, but you see the danger, right? That's what Cascade is going to want to do. Try and limit you and transition into Ruthie Trump, and she almost gets one off there.
Another run this time by Martinez, who tries to chip that one over and try and at least slip it behind the goalkeeper, but it goes a little too long.
Yeah, and again, you love the speed you see outside, and you love the fact that she takes that diagonal touch, sets herself up for a shot. I have no issue with the shot, Again, it just comes down to that execution, and that'll come with the growth.
So doing the honors of the goal kick for Cascade as we put it back in play, and we keep on rolling.
There's that positioning of Jimenez that we talked about last time. And again, that positive positioning by Jimenez, she stays in engaged in the game no matter where the ball is, which allows her to be in the position to just come and clear that easily.
Ball sails a little wide that time as Cascade tried to get something going in the middle. And Jimenez Galicia will put it back in play. She leaves it short this time as she tracks down Santos. Here is Garcia working it forward, and it squirts into the middle this time, and an opportunity for the Frankfurt Hot Dogs. Tovar tries to go one-on-one, but an excellent defensive play there by the back that time from Autumn Chadden to at least get in the way of that one as Tovar nearly had Cromer one-on-one.
Yeah, an excellent recovery there by Autumn Chadden, and she just goes stride for stride with her, able to get that perfect touch at the end, touches it wide, gives up the corner though here, and can Frankfurt counter again.
Another set piece for Frankfurt. Sending it in just off of the left goalpost that time. A foot race to it by Martinez. Shake and bake inside. Headed up and over the crossbar. Just a little wrong on the angle that time by Brianna Flores. And it's a goal kick now for Cascade, I believe.
And I love that little touch by Lopez there on the end line. Able to just touch it as the defender goes flying by her and plays it back in. Almost gets away with one there.
And it looks like they're saying that was touched by Cascade last. And another opportunity for a set piece. And now it goes out of bounds for a goal kick for Cascade.
Yeah, Cascade survives again, but you're seeing the danger that Frankfurt has in these set pieces. If you're not clearing it well, high, wide, if you're Cascade, you are leaving yourself open for another ball being played back in the box. And we saw twice that happen on that last series of plays there.
We are halfway through this opening half of this soccer match as we have another substitution for Frankfurt. Elena Hernandez, who has 1 goal on the season, she checks into the ball game for the first time, and Emily Alanis will check out from that midfielder spot, and they will now move Hernandez up to one of the striker positions on the front line. Speaking of Hernandez, she works up front now here as Cisneros tries to get an angle on the goal that time, but that will roll into the hands of McKenna Cromer.
And you feel like they're just warming up in the midfield. You see a little bit of a quicker combo there. Cisneros able to get in on that diagonal ball. They're finding those angles right now, but can they survive the counterattacks?
Here's a run by Cascade, but nobody there to come up and help that time for Zeta Hofing, who had that goal earlier on for the Cadets. It goes out of bounds, and a throw-in coming up now here for the Cadets.
Yeah, Diana Santos doing it on both sides. She's got the goal in there, another beautiful backtrack defensively, able to stop and let her team get back organized.
Stolen away from Ruthie Trump that time is Brianna Flores. And here's a good run now for the Hot Dogs. And it is won that time here by Cisneros. One-on-one and up to Tovar, who can't get a foot on it that time. And it will roll stationary right at the end line.
Yeah, Tovar trying to go with her there. It's a great run by both players. Tovar just gets a little bit lost at where she's at in terms of the defensive line. A step or two off sides, but overall, again, you love the carrying with the ball. You love the pace, and you love the awareness to try and find Tovar there in the middle.
So Tovar coming from that right side attacker position to get back into the middle. As you saw, Cisneros having to fill space on the near side.
Well, give and go action on the outside right.
Here comes Martinez as she gets her pocket picked on the back line there by, looked like that might have been Whitaker who came away with the steal, and we have a free kick for Cascade.
Yeah, still at a 1-1 game. Those are the balls you don't necessarily want to give up a foul in that position. Cascade has really struggled to clear the ball against your offensive pressure if you're Frankfurt, and giving the foul in that position just gives them a free clearance.
Martinez bumped from behind as that one goes out of bounds, but they say it's a throw-in now here for Cascade. Left short here for the Cadets. And now a bounce forward now. Hofing trying to chase that one down. But that is Ellen Vasquez who's able to get back there on the back line. One thing you can certainly tell that Frankfurt has that is a slight edge here over Cascade is speed when it comes to tracking down these loose balls.
Yeah, and if you're Cascade, you almost need to go back to the drawing board. Like you said, it's clear that Frankfurt is equal to the task of those through balls and the foot race. So what's your second way that you can go ahead and create some offensive momentum if you're Cascade? Because right now, that the straight north-south ball, Frankfurt's all over it.
Jocelyn Cruz is into the ball game now on this back line. Here's an opportunity for Cascade. Ruthie Trump looking for help back up top. Stolen away here by Garcia.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea by Trump there. She sees doesn't have the angle from where she's at. Tries to lay back to the top of the 18, but Frankfurt's on it quicker than her own teammates.
Martinez is harassed all the way down that far sideline as she gets it across midfield. It's poked out of bounds and a throw in now here for Cruz. Cruz leaving it short to Flores. And now stolen away by Whitaker. Whitaker will poke that one out of bounds and another throw in now for Frankfurt. Tovar working in some traffic, puts it ahead now here to Martinez. Cross inside, and it goes a little bit long as she put that one right on target, a little bit off to the right that time. So a shot a shot that is not on target, unfortunately, that time, but that is shot number 5 of the match, as opposed to Cascade's singular shot, which resulted in a goal.
Yeah, and for as much of the run of play that Frankfurt has dominated here, we've seen definitely some more chances from the Hot Dogs. We're still even at 1-1. So you've got to be aware of what you're doing here.
On the back line here for the Hot Dogs as it goes out of bounds. And we play on. Cascade being pressured here on the defensive end again as Elena Hernandez tries to get things rolling here on the offensive attack again.
Yeah, another nice job by Santos there. Able to settle, gets it on her left foot, and finds that ball down the end line.
Flores working in the middle. Lots of traffic to try and navigate for her as they work in the center circle. Poked out here, and here is Guadalupe Cardenas. No one there to come up and help, and it's stolen away here by Olivia Whitaker.
And so far, Frankfurt doing a nice job of limiting Trump and Hofing up there in that 9-10 position. They're staying right on that back line and almost getting sucked in deeper into the midfield, which is limiting their chances going forward.
Guadalupe Cardenas wearing that captain's armband out on the pitch today here along with Diana Santos.
Both of those players well deserved so far in this game. We've seen Santos on the offensive and defensive end, and I have been impressed with Cardenas' ability to move defensively from side to side.
Speaking of moving, here is Ruthie Trump, who is able to get away from 5 different players here for Frankfurt. She gets the ball back at the top of the 18, tries to get a shot off, but that's an easy save here for Galicia.
Yeah, and Esme Jimenez Galicia, we saw her make plenty of saves last week. It's going to take more than just that rolling ball into the box to get past her.
Miss hit in the middle, taking advantage of it now here is Frankfurt. On the attack now, here is Tovar off the feed now from Cisneros. But Tovar just puts a little bit too much on that touch. It's poked out of bounds, and it's a corner kick coming up now for the Hot Dogs.
Yeah, Cromer comes flying off the line there, and I think Tovar just took a peek, didn't expect to see Cromer. And I think panicked a little bit because she had her beat if she just keeps her composure and plays something there. But Cromer lucky to get away with being a little bit out of position on that one.
Agali Martinez will put this one short. Fielded here by Tovar. Martinez on the second opportunity. And that is Hernandez unloading as Tovar, who just goes a little wide here of that upper left corner.
Yeah, again, a nice find of Jackie Tovar there at the top of the box. And again, I love the awareness from the Hot Dogs there. You see a chest receive, and instead of trying to turn in the box where traditionally you'll be smothered with defenders, they just play the way they face. Lay it back to Tovar, who's got a good look on frame from that angle.
6 shots taken now by the Frankfurt Hot Dogs, 4 of them off target, 2 of them on. A steal again here by the Hot Dogs. Tovar chips it forward, trying to get it into the feet that time of Cisneros, but right there on top of it that time is the goalkeeper as Cisneros falls over Cromer, and we have a whistle and a stoppage of play here as Cisneros showing excellent sportsmanship here as it looked like it was an inadvertent boot to the head that time to Cromer. Just a hard play for the ball that time by both players.
Yeah, that's part of the risk you take being a goalkeeper.
You would
of the
know better than
anybody. Yeah. But I tell you what, well done by all 3 players there. Cromer does a great job of coming out, gets enough on the ball to go ahead and secure it. But the combination by Frankfurt there as well, one of the more impressive offensive combos I think we've seen. And a nice ball, 1-2 touch. But well done there by Cromer to go ahead and secure the save.
Here's a steal by Tovar, puts it inside that time, but nobody is there to track it down. And a lot of the time here, Kristen, you know, you see this time and time again in the game of soccer is that sometimes it all comes down to being at the right place at the right time.
100%. I mean, I think of some of the best forwards that I played with through my career, and you know, I used the word scrappy earlier today. They were scrappy. They were in the right place at the right time. But part of that is knowing your teammates, knowing the game that you're playing, and knowing who likes to put the ball where.
Cynthia Martinez into the ball game for the first time now for the Hot Dogs as she works the midfield. And it's poked out of bounds, and it will stay with the Hot Dogs as Martinez will put it back in play. But they have to wait for a substitution before we can continue.
That's one thing I like watching about this Frankfurt side and Coach Mia Hernandez. She keeps fresh legs in this lineup, and there's really not that big of a drop-off when she does take off those starters because of what we were talking about earlier. You know, whether it's the younger freshmen, sophomores, or seniors, they're all playing the same style and the same ideological soccer.
Well, Bella Reyes is the one who checks into the ball game. She has 14 shots, 8 of them on goal this season, with 1 having hit the back of the net. So she has been by far one of their more productive strikers on the season. And not getting the start here today certainly has some fresher legs here as we work the 8th minute of this opening half.
Right, and that could be something Coach Hernandez anticipated, that Cascade would be playing that 5 back line, and it was going to take a little bit more work to break down that back line. And, you know, sometimes that is moving the ball side to side. It is carrying for longer periods, so fresh legs can be helpful.
Here comes the attack now from Cascade as that is Hofing trying to put something together. Trump tries to work in the middle, stolen away here by Martinez. And off to the aforementioned Reyes.
And again, just the contrast. You see 3 Cascade players there within about 5 yards of the ball. Very hard to pass to someone that tight close to you. As soon as Frankfurt wins the ball, where does it go? Wide where there's some space. So again, that just goes into plays as to why Frankfurt is seeing more of the possession right now.
Jimenez Galicia with the drop kick to put it back towards the midfield. And back along the far sideline is Bella Maggard.
Yeah, we have not called her name much. Bella Maggard, she is that forward midfielder, pretty tall for a sophomore, someone we've seen be more involved in their offense this season for Cascade, but again, just not seeing a lot of offense in general from Cascade this first half.
Ruthie Trump sent inside this time, and it just goes off the side post that time on the left part of the goal. And a goal kick now coming up here for Galicia.
Galicia wanted to go quickly here. Interesting.
Well, 6 minutes left remaining in this opening half. Cascade gets the turnover, but Frankfurt able to get it right back. Into the middle here is Reyes. Tracking it down there off the shoulder is Martinez. And they're going to get her for a handball on that one.
And we see the midfield battle playing out a little bit in that last one. Obviously, Frankfurt has kind of won that battle so far, but Cascade getting into that 50-50 ball, trying to find that width. Now, the problem being what we just talked about. If you win the ball and your next two options are right on top of you, it's pretty easy to defend and it's pretty hard to find them. So once they receive the ball, can Cascade find some width? That's how they're going to start to be able to keep some of the possession in this half.
On the free kick, it goes way too long for Ruthie Trump, who had to stay onside. And tracking down the turnover here is Hernandez. It's poked away there by Talon Laird from that near side attacker position. In the open field here is Reyes. Reyes tries to push it forward, and Hernandez is able to track it down. She turns the corner now as she has a little bit of help in the middle. Trying to track it down that time is Cisneros, but a little off target on the pass there from Hernandez.
Gosh, and what a ball by Reyes in a heads-up play. She receives the ball, feels there's no pressure, takes a peek, and talk about laying the perfect ball down that sideline. It was sitting there waiting for a great diagonal touch, unable to get it on the foot she wants it to, and that shot just lacking a bit of oomph.
And there's the call for 5 minutes left here in this opening half. And even though it has been only 1-1 on the scoreboard, it has been a dominant first half offensively for Frankfurt, who so far have taken 6 shots. 4 of them have been off target, but 2 have been on, and now make it 7 shots taken, as that was a long little lob from just outside the 18 by Martinez.
Another great job by Cromer. Those can be the tricky ones, right? Haven't had to make too many massive saves this half. That one comes floating in. It's above her head. She does a nice job to steadily bring it down. Tries to clear it, but Frankfurt is back on that 50-50 ball.
Martinez gets it ahead this time again to Cisneros. And now we have a whistle, and I believe this may...
I think we're going to play a corner here.
We're going to be a corner here, so it's going to go out of bounds. No whistle on the... It almost looked like we may get a penalty here, but at the same time, it was a good 50-50 play as it goes out of bounds. And now doing the honors here will be Lopez Chavez to put it back in play. Or correction, that is actually Bella Reyes. Reyes with the right boot. And off the one touch that time is Santos. And it's off target there. And we play on. Here is Lopez putting it forward. And that will be corralled there by Cromer.
Yeah, and you feel like Cascade is starting to get an idea of the better clearance options there in that time. Again, it's just when that ball gets up into those midfielders and forwards, can they play the way they face? Right now they're trying to turn into a pretty up to the challenge Frankfurt back line, and they're just eating them up on those turns.
3 minutes remain in this opening half. Nobody home there to corral the pass forward that time from Reyes. And Cromer will send this one back into the middle. Another opportunity now for the Hot Dogs. Ooh, and that just takes a really awkward bounce off of the field turf here, and it will go out of bounds and stay with Cascade. Back-to-back throw-ins now as we have 2.5 minutes remaining in this opening half.
Yeah, and again, Frankfurt just picking it up in the midfield.
Here's a run by Hernandez, trying to get it into the middle here with Chavez. And this will just be sent close to the out-of-bounds mark. It will come to rest for Chavez again, who gets it to Santos. And it's touched out of bounds, a throw in here for Frankfurt. Santos will leave it short to Hernandez. Santos looking for some space. Crosses it forward now here to Lopez. Now Garcia. Reyes will cross it forward. Nobody there, but Martinez tracks it down on the far side. Has a little bit of help close inside, and corralling it there is Cromer.
Heck of a run and a ball there from Bella Reyes. She does a great job of picking it up, realizing she can beat her defender with just one touch and some speed. And how about a left foot ball right where it needs to be? Just no hot dogs there to finish her off.
Turnover after turnover being forced by the midfield of the Hot Dogs now as they try, almost in a desperate state now here, to at least get something on the board here to take a lead going into halftime. We now have 65 seconds remaining here in the half.
Yeah, it's been an interesting game of soccer so far. You mentioned it, the 1-1 scoreline. Definitely not indicative of the play that we've seen, but that can come back and be frustrating for both sides of the ball, which I'm sure we'll get into at halftime.
Martinez will throw it in from the far corner, and it will trickle out of bounds. And a goal kick now here for the Cascade Cadets with 30 seconds remaining.
Smartly taking their time here. Weirdly, unlike, when a keeper receives a ball, they've got 8 seconds to play it. Weirdly, there is not actually a limit on a goal kick.
Sent short here by Chatton. And goes out of bounds as the final countdown here of the opening half commences. Right up top, shot on target that time and goes over the crossbar as that will go out of play. And that will take us to the end of half number 1 here of this Monon Athletic Conference match between the Frankfort Hot Dogs and the Cascade Cadets. We are tied at 1 goal apiece here at halftime. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, it is, of course, the halftime show here on the ISC Sports Network and the Hot Dog Network.
At Wampler's Disposal and Recycling, we take pride in offering waste management for commercial and residential clients. As an industry leader, Wampler's Disposal and Recycling brings the most professional and responsive collection service in the business. Since 1948, our family-owned and operated company has provided excellent service at competitive rates. We offer container rentals as well. Our longevity in the industry is a testament to our excellent service. We serve all of Clinton, Tippecanoe, Boone, Howard, and Carroll counties. For all your waste removal needs, call Wampler Services Incorporated today. You can reach us at 765-659-3721. Visit us online at wamplerservicesinc.com.
Running a small business. Your hands are full. We can help. FiberHawk partners with local companies by providing business-class internet, phone, TV, and customized bundles to meet your needs. Our fiber-powered system delivers reliable speed with enhanced security. Running a business is tough. Contact FiberHawk today and let our expert team give you a hand.
Frankfort Eagles 976 has bingo every Wednesday night. Early birds beginning at 6 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 7 p.m. Packets are $25 and includes every game you need to play. They also have Saturday bingo the first Saturday of every month, with early birds starting at 4 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 5 p.m. Big game payouts each game with 3 to 4 chances to win different jackpot games each day. Great for individuals or groups because everyone enjoys winning lots of money. You must be 18 years or older to play.
The Willow Creek Barn has been voted the best of weddings on the Knot for 4 years running. The Willow Creek Barn has earned its reputation for a reason. With breathtaking grounds, a stunning barn, and a staff that goes above and beyond, making sure that every detail is perfect, your wedding day will be seamless, joyful, and unforgettable. From the first look to the last dance, your happily ever after starts here. To book your dream wedding, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
At Wampler's Disposal and Recycling, we take pride in offering waste management for commercial and residential clients. As an industry leader, Wampler's Disposal and Recycling brings the most professional and responsive collection service in the business. Since 1948, our family-owned and operated company has provided excellent service at competitive rates. We offer container rentals as well. Our longevity in the industry is a testament to our excellent service. We serve all of Clinton, Tippecanoe, Boone, Howard, and Carroll counties. For all your waste removal needs, call Wampler Services Incorporated today. You can reach us at 765-659-3721. Visit us online at wamplerservicesinc.com.
Welcome to Trinity Hope Center. Here we are actively engaged in our recovery community with a multitude of activities including peer recovery coaching, a full computer lab, grief groups, relapse prevention, pre- and postnatal support group, educational workshops for family members with addicted loved ones, expungent workshops, parent cafes, Saturday pro-social activities, recovery walk club, book club, and even video game nights. For more information, give us a call at 765-250-1845.
Attention all engaged couples, discover why the Willow Creek Barn has been voted the Knott's Best of Weddings for 4 years in a row. Nestled outside Frankfort, our venue offers stunning indoor and outdoor ceremony options with breathtaking photo opportunities. We provide the perfect backdrop for your dream barn wedding. To start planning your unforgettable day, visit willowcreekbarn.com. Back here at halftime, here at Frankfort High School alongside Kristen Hazley, I'm Kurt Darling. Your score is 1-1 between the Frankfort Hot Dogs and the Cascade Cadets. Kristen, competitive game, although Frankfort certainly would like to have a few more of those opportunities pay off than what they have had so far.
100%, Kurt. 1-1 scoreline. We're even here at half, but you nailed it. I mean, when you look at it, Frankfort dominated possession, dominated chances and opportunities, probably played the better soccer, but that doesn't really matter, right? In the scoreline, we are 1-1, and anything can happen in this second half.
Indeed it can, but still, nevertheless, you have 7 total shots taken by Frankfort to just Cascade's 1. 4 of them off target, 3 of them on target, 1 of them hitting the back of the net. Of course, that was the goal earlier on today by Diana Santos, who gets her first goal of the season. 7 different players now scoring for Frankfort on the season. But one thing I'm noticing here, Kristen, as we tick down here to the final 2 minutes of half before we send it to a break, Cascade playing pretty much every player they have available here today. They only have 1 sub out there right now on their bench.
Right, and that might play into some of the defensive shape we've seen from Cascade. They are playing 5 in the back, which is a lot. We consider that quote-unquote parking the bus in soccer, if you will. And hey, it's working for them, right? They've been able to survive at least and be that 1-1 score level, and they've had chances countering, which is what we thought we'd see from Cascade. They're playing a smart game for the situation that they're in, Kurt. Frankfort's just playing the better game and unable to find the net.
So hopefully the Hot Dogs will be able to find the net a little bit more going into this second half. We'll take one final timeout. Second half coming up right after this. You're watching the Hot Dog Network powered by ISC.
The Willow Creek Barn has been voted the best of weddings on the Knot for 4 years running. The Willow Creek Barn has earned its reputation for a reason. With breathtaking grounds, a stunning barn, and a staff that goes above and beyond, making sure that every detail is perfect, your wedding day will be seamless, joyful, and unforgettable. From the first look to the last dance, your happily ever after starts here. To book your dream wedding, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com. The Willow Creek Barn has been voted the best of weddings on the Knot for 4 years running. The Willow Creek Barn has earned its reputation for a reason. With breathtaking grounds, a stunning barn, and a staff that goes above and beyond, making sure that every detail is perfect, your wedding day will be seamless, joyful, and unforgettable. From the first look to the last dance, your happily ever after starts here. To book your dream wedding, visit thewillowcreekbarn.com.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable! Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die. Inconceivable! To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99. Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Welcome to Trinity Hope Center. Here we are actively engaged in our recovery community with a multitude of activities including peer recovery coaching, a full computer lab, grief groups, relapse prevention, pre- and postnatal support group, educational workshops for family members with addicted loved ones, expungent workshops, parent cafes, Saturday pro-social activities, recovery walk club, book club, and even video game nights. For more information, give us a call at 765-250-1845.
In this town, game day starts long before kickoff. It's the work behind the scenes that makes champions. At Tier 1 Meat Company, we prep with the same focus, discipline, and pride as the hometown heroes we feed. From our block to your block, fuel every victory. Tier 1 Meat Company. Mission, feed the fans. Standard, champion quality. Scan the QR code for a game day upgrade.
Frankfurt Eagles 976 has bingo every Wednesday night. Early birds beginning at 6 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 7 p.m. Packets are $25 and includes every game you need to play. They also have Saturday bingo the first Saturday of every month, with early birds starting at 4 p.m. and regular bingo starting at 5 p.m. Big game payouts each game with 3 to 4 chances to win different jackpot games each day. Great for individuals or groups because everyone enjoys winning lots of money. You must be 18 years or older to play.
Well, at Tier 1 Meat Company, we take pride in delivering locally sourced premium beef and pork, the kind of meat that honors the land, respects the craft, and fuels families with real flavor. From custom processing to mission-ready catering, we bring the firepower to elevate every meal and every moment. Founded by veterans, every cut is elite and every customer is family. Step into Tier 1 at 128 West Catherine Street in Flora, or visit us online at tier1meatco.com. Back live here at Frankfurt High School as Kristen Hazley, Kurt Darling here with you. Second half coming at you just about here as we have 40 minutes of soccer left to play. Frankfurt and Cascade knotted at 1 goal apiece. The Hot Dogs looking to try and get the go-ahead goal here, especially in this early portion of the second half.
Yeah, Curtin, you've got to think the advantage is with the Hot Dogs based on how that first half went. Now, with that being said, we're tied 1-1. I think if you see the Cascade Cadets start to put Ruthie Trump and Zeta Hofing higher, you might see some more opportunities from them in spreading out Frankfurt. Right now, and it's understandable, the frustration from Trump and Hofing is that they're not getting the ball. So when that frustration happens, they tend to sink back in, tighten up into the midfield, and it makes it even more difficult to find the ball for them. So if they can find a better shape, they might have some opportunities here.
You also see Bella Maggard now put up into that striker position on the near side. And once again, as you mentioned it here at Kristen, stacking the bus for Cascade, playing with those 5 defensive backs.
Yeah, and Cascade's whole game plan here this second half is going to be similar. If you can hold Frankfurt to 1, you're trying to find that counterattack, 1v1 attack to try and put you up 2-1.
Meanwhile, the Hot Dogs with Guadalupe Cardenas to put it back in play. Again, the Hot Dogs with 7 shots taken in that first half, 4 of them off target, 3 of them on. And now into the middle again, an opportunity for the Hot Dogs.
Yeah, and those shots on goal, not just from 25, 30 yards out, a lot of them were produced by the combination, the 1-2 touches, shots on goal that really tested Cromer in that first half.
Bodies hitting the deck here, one of them including Arieli Cisneros, who had several attempts that time in the first half. And now back into the middle. Bella Reyes getting the start at the center mid position, or at the center forward position now. And you also have Martinez and Cisneros making up the 3 attackers here for the Hot Dogs.
Yeah, I thought Bella Reyes did a nice job in that first half, really putting an impact on the game, whether it was changing speed with the ball at her feet or trying to find width for the Hot Dogs in the attack. I thought she made a great impact in that first half.
Tough play on the ball here for Reyes, who will just put that one right on target, and it is saved there by Cromer.
And again, Reyes making me look like I know what I'm talking about sometimes, but a nice job finding the shot on goal. And Cromer doing well to stand up to it. Again, just a sophomore in goal for the Cadets.
Reyes back up top again. She'll try and turn and fire again, but it is blocked that time by the defensive backline here of the Cadets. Autumn Chadden in on that defensive effort as well. Again, 8 shots taken to Frankfurt for Cascade's 1. As we'll see a substitution, Jackie Tovar will check back in quite soon after the start of the second half. After starting the half on the bench here, she turned in a lot of competitive minutes in that first 40 minutes.
Yeah, give her a quick breather, get her right back on. But, you mentioned it, Kurt, we're at 1-1. Advantage has been to Frankfurt as far as creating attacks and opportunities. As this game wears on, if this game stays 1-1, who does it favor? And to be honest, it could go either way with equal frustrations from both sides.
However, Frankfurt has certainly had more offensive opportunities, like one right here. Here comes Cisneros, shot on goal, and it rolls into the net! Score to the Hot Dogs! How about that one from Arieli Cisneros, her second goal of the season? It squirts right through the hands of McKenna Cromer, and the Hot Dogs take a 2-1 lead.
And a nice strike there by Cisneros, able to just take that first touch long enough to get past her defender, finishes it with pace at Cromer, and hey, that's all you can ask for. Put some pace on it, put it in front of the frame, and good things will happen for you. 2-1 to the Hot Dogs.
Here in the 36th minute, Arieli Cisneros puts that one in a much-needed time here for the Hot Dogs. Again, they are down 1-0 early on in this contest, but now they have scored 2 unanswered. And if you're the Hot Dogs, you are certainly feeling a little bit of relief knowing that you finally had one break through. But now the question is, you can't give up an equalizer.
No, but you're absolutely right. That was the frustration, from a halftime and a coaching perspective I was worried about is when this game wears on, if it stays 1-1, do the Hot Dogs get frustrated because they haven't been able to find that second goal? And obviously Cisneros there says, I'm not worried about it. I'll just take care of it now. Puts them back in this nice, comfortable position. Now it's Cascade's turn to kind of give that counterattack and see how they respond.
Well, that scoring opportunity for the Hot Dogs brought to you by FiberHawk. Now available FiberHawk Fiber Internet. Super fast speeds, no more buffering, perfect for all sizes of business. FiberHawk offers every speed to meet your internet needs. For more on offerings and availability, go to fiberhawk.com or call 765-922-HAWK. Fast, affordable, FiberHawk. Frankfurt looking for another opportunity, but some miscommunication on some spacing here in the middle. But it will give a throw-in now here for the Hot Dogs. So now you have Jackie Tovar playing in the midfield at the moment with the strikers. One of them, of course, being Mariela Lopez Chavez, who tries to make a little run there, but it's poked out of bounds and stolen away here by Cascade.
Yeah, it goes back to what we were discussing a little bit about the way this Frankfurt team plays in the first half. When you play a system where everyone knows, where the ball is quote-unquote supposed to go, you're finding the places, whether when you get the ball, you get wide, when you don't have the ball, you defend, and when you're in those positions, it can make you interchangeable for any position on the field.
Touched out there by Cisneros. Throw in intercepted here by the Hot Dogs. Hernandez gets it over now here to Reyes. Now top of the 18, Martinez. Martinez tries to push inside, and it's poked out, but Tovar with an opportunity on the rebound, and it's saved by Cromer.
And Cromer's probably going to get a good amount of work in this second half, especially the more that Frankfurt continues to push it forward and find some different angles at goal.
The Hot Dogs keeping the pressure on as everybody seems to be back now here for Cascade. You even see Ruthie Trump playing a lot closer to this defensive line than what she probably normally wants to be.
Yeah, and it's what we talked about at halftime, right? If we look towards the center of the field there, it looks like, so we've got Zeta Hoffing in the middle. You want her all the way up, pushing that center back as far forward as you can to give Ruthie Trump here on the left side more room to work.
Trump is able to at least meander her way through some traffic, gets close to the 18 before it's finally poked away there by Brianna Flores. Having to come back in relief now here is Cardenas, stolen away that time by Hofing, and now coming out of her line that time is Jimenez Galicia as Hofing had a little touch that time. That is not a shot. It was more of a dribble that was deflected away and into the hands of Jimenez Galicia. Here come the Hot Dogs now. Martinez with a left foot, shot and save again here by Cromer.
Yeah, this game's starting to open up a little bit north to south, but great work by both keepers there. Cromer, again, comfortable into her chest, but on the other side, Jimenez Galicia able to be in great position, just comes out. The best keepers, you don't notice they're there, right? They clean up everything before it gets dangerous.
Touch into the middle, stolen away here by Cascade. Trying to push here for Ruthie Trump, stolen away here by Cruz. And a bump that time by Lopez Chavez results in a free kick here for Cascade. 11 shots taken now for Frankfurt. Their last 2 have been on target. In fact, their last 3 have been on target, one including the goal that was scored earlier on in the 36th minute.
Yeah, and you see Cascade there on him chatting on the free kick, not even trying to really get much of a possession out of it at all. Just 5 players moving forward, 5 staying back on that back line, but it limits the opportunities. You're basically giving yourself one look at it. If it goes in, great. If not, you've essentially surrendered the ball to Frankfurt there.
Cynthia Martinez back into the ball game for Frankfurt. Also coming in for the first time today will be Aline Martinez, the freshman defender, who will now come up into the midfield spot.
Yeah, we talked about both of these teams being young on the younger side, building those more experienced programs. And these are the perfect pressure-like situations you want to put your freshman and sophomore in throughout the game. Get them some minutes in these important conference-looking games.
Throw in after throw in here for the Hot Dogs as they keep it on the Cascade side of the field. And we approach 30 minutes remaining here in this match. Top of the 18, fielded here by Olivia Whitaker. Stolen away now by the Hot Dogs with Reyes. And now an opportunity for Cascade, but the speed just not quite there to match the Hot Dogs from Cascade as there is a bump down, and it will be a free kick here for the Hot Dogs, I believe.
Yeah, and despite the scoreline and the Hot Dogs getting that second goal here in this half, I do feel like the Cascade Cadets have looked a little bit more solid in that back line as far as clearing and transitioning into their own offensive third.
Tovar gets a little help that time from Cisneros. Tovar. And an onside run this time coming from Martinez. Martinez crosses forward, and nearly trying to get it there was Cisneros in front of the goalkeeper, but Cromer got there first.
Yeah, and McKenna Cromer, again, the sophomore, typically the forward being played in that goal position. A nice job to just fall to the ground, cleans that up before any of the Hot Dogs can get another touch on it. But again, that's the position where you want to be scrappy, and Cromer's the one that comes up with the ball that time.
Loose ball corralled now here by Tovar with a little bit of pressure being applied by Whitaker. Martinez as Tovar hits the deck. Free kick now for the Hot Dogs.
It's going to be in a dangerous position here. We talked in the pregame about how the team that can use their set pieces to their advantage are going to have the upper hand. We'll see what Frankfurt tries to do here. She looks like she wants to go quick, but the team's not set yet.
Say nobody's really in a good position here as Martinez was quick on the trigger that time, and it results in a turnover for Cascade. And again, only a freshman is Martinez, so a little bit of inexperience maybe showing there, but nevertheless, you certainly like the eagerness to get things moving if you feel you have an opportunity.
Sure, and you're spot on. You know, all these are game learning opportunities for freshmen as well as sophomores. Those are the instances that, okay, you probably wouldn't know unless you've been in that spot, right? And so for Martinez, I like the awareness of trying to find the quick ball. Someone's got to be on the same page with you, though.
28 minutes and counting left in this match. The Hot Dogs have scored 2 unanswered goals after being down 1-0 in the early going. And to put the ball back in play here for Cascade is Autumn Chadden, the captain. Chadden trying to get it to Hofing. And there's an interesting spot right there as it was a slow roller to Jimenez Galicia, but right there you had Hofing applying some pressure as well. That was living dangerously at the top of the 18 right there.
Yeah, a little bit of shaky moments, but again, that's great positioning. That's where you want your keeper to be able to clean those up. Little dicey, yeah, a little nerve-wracking, yeah, but, you know, as keepers, that's why you stay in tuned in the game at all times.
Loose ball taking here by the Hot Dogs. Coming down with it, Cisneros. Out to Reyes. Reyes trying to poke through the line here as she tries to find an opportunity to cross. Martinez navigating the pressure, gets one in, up and just off target that time. It looked like that might have just been able to get that top left corner, but it goes out of bounds, and a goal kick here for Cascade.
Yeah, I think that was the freshman over there on the left side, Martinez. A great look as she's able to make the move past the Cascade defender just with nice speed on her left foot, and it almost has a chance there. It looked like it did from our angle.
That was Agali Martinez, the other freshman, who's usually a forward but playing the midfield here in this sequence. And now the other freshman Martinez in Eileen Martinez as Tovar will just send this one long. That is a shot on target, but it is easily saved here by Cromer. 6 shots on goal here today for the Hot Dogs. And that one sent long back in there by Martinez, and that one goes well out of bounds.
And you mentioned it, Cromer, not the usual goalkeeper and only an underclassman here, getting her works done and doing a nice job of keeping the Cascade Cadets in this game. She's made some solid saves look really easy.
Again, Cascade has only been working with one sub all match long. They have 11 players, but they brought only 12 to this match, so you have to be picky with how you rotate that substitution throughout the match.
Right, and that's the question. Do you leave it for an emergency situation? Obviously, unlimited subs here in the high school game, but what you're looking at is those fresh legs. Are you saving those for potentially a last 10, 15-minute push?
Flores applying pressure at the top of the 18, but stolen away here by Cascade, but poked right back here by the Hot Dogs. Tovar comes away with it in loose field, trying to find somebody forward that time, but Cromer will come up to gather it. "25 minutes remaining here in this contest. Cascade being pressured again here by Frankfurt. Tovar comes down with it. Looks over to Martinez. Martinez one-on-one as she will fire, and that goes into the arms of Cromer.
Great find there by Reyes, able to find it out wide to the right side. And I love that little one-hopper. Has a little bit more power than it looks like. Takes that skip to the near post. That can be dangerous for keepers sometimes.
That was a very well-struck ball there by Martinez to at least try and slip it low and inside. Here comes the other Martinez now. Forward this time to Reyes. Shot and off target that time.
Reyes again being that target and a nice looking pace. Low on frame, just a little bit wide, forces the keeper to move to her left and right.
Well, Kristen, more shots for the Hot Dogs have been on target than they have been off target here in this second half. Again, they only had 3 shots on goal in the first half. Well, they now have 7 for the whole game as opposed to only 3 that have been off target here in this second half.
Yeah, and you see Ruthie Trump receiving the ball there as deep as she is, and that is just, evidence of the frustration that these Cascade forwards are having, that they're not getting the ball up top.
But an opportunity to get it here by the Cadets as Whitaker will place it forward. And now for the Hot Dogs, you technically have 4 backs right now at the moment, but you still have Mariana Regalado getting in on the mix as well. Tovar with a little bit of a run now as she works on the near sideline. Tovar will try to cross it forward, and it goes into the arms of Cromer as she was looking to track down Santos there on the attack.
How about that run up the right sideline by the freshman number 17, Martinez? She does a nice job of just scooting past her defender, and again, plays a nice ball up the sideline to Tovar, who's able to play that ball back towards the middle. Those are the kind of combinations that, they're doing in practice for a freshman to be able to pick that up, find the vision, and know where to go with it.
Free kick for the Hot Dogs. Cardenas will do the honors. With the right foot, looks over to Martinez, but a little bit off target on that pass that time. But nevertheless, Cardenas will get it right back here. And now Santos trying to find Martinez. Tough ball played there by Mariana Regalado, but then stolen away here by Cascade again, and it goes out of bounds.
That's all you're looking for if you're the Frankfurt Hot Dogs there. Make it difficult for the Cascade Cadets to find those forwards like Ruthie Trump. Again, there's nothing there for her. She's got to play that north-south ball that it's just going to turn into a foot race.
Cynthia Martinez playing on that back line as she picks up the ball. It goes out of bounds. Throw in for Cascade. A rare chance here for the Cadets. Again, Cascade has not been able to get any other shots at all. They only have 1 shot taken, which is the goal that they scored early in the first half. Tovar working in the midfield now, gets it over to Martinez. Nifty play there by Martinez as she gets some space down the far sideline. Out to the corner with the right foot, tries to cross it inside. That was nearly, and it is going to be a handball, and I believe that happened in the penalty area.
It did look like it, Kurt.
And no, they're going to say it is a free kick just on that side of the 18. That is awfully, awfully close.
I don't know if I agree with it, but Frankfurt will be happy to have the ball. Nonetheless, a dangerous position for the free kick. Definitely think it's a handball. I thought they were inside, but it's going to be a dangerous look on frame either way.
Martinez waiting for everything to develop here and get the word from the official to take the free kick. Martinez lobs it up, and a little bit too much juice on that one as it goes over the crossbar.
Yeah, and for as limited as set pieces as Frankfurt has had, you like to see that one go on frame. Obviously, if you advance here and you're looking at all these multiple different set pieces from about the same area, then maybe you start to look at a service versus a shot. But I think for that situation and where you're at in the box, go ahead, take a hit on frame.
Well, Martinez has had a couple shots taken here today, and many of them have been those lob passes, so to speak, just to try and squeak it over the goalkeeper. And now another shot on target from about 25 yards out that time off of the boot of Reyes, and it goes into the hands of Cromer.
Right, and I think we've seen this morning why Cromer is averaging almost 7 saves a game. They've called on her time and time again, and they limit them to that outside look, which is fine. It's not as quick,
Tovar with a shot from about 20 yards out, and the shots keep on racking up now here for the Hot Dogs as Tovar can't connect on that one. $18 shots taken by the Hot Dogs here today.
It's got to be close to one of their season highs. We've seen them in some competitive games for sure, but I think this is one of the few games this season we've really seen them dominate offensively.
Working in the middle now here is Santos. Gets it off to Cynthia Martinez. Reyes in the middle with the one hopper. And Reyes trying to service that one inside for at least maybe a run that time by Santos. Turnover here by the Hot Dogs.
Someone's got to go with her now.
A run almost there by Trump, but tracking it down that time is Vasquez.
And again, you see, the next supporting midfielder is on the other side of the field. So even if Trump and Hofing are successful up there, it gets a little tough as far as there's no drop option for that third angle.
Here's a chance now for the Cadets. Hofing trying to work her way through, getting bumped and bruised by that defensive back line here of the Hot Dogs, who finally are able to triumph. But right back here is Trump. She may have a chance now, as she was a little late seeing that she could have been one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but it goes out here towards the near corner.
Yeah, Mariana Regaldo there, a beautiful defensive stand, keeps herself in between Trump and the goal and able to limit her shots on goal.
It stays in play after it was tried to be bumped out that time. And the Hot Dogs able to weather a little bit of pressure now here from the Cadets. Whitaker tries to go inside, and that's corralled here by Jimenez Galicia. Well, today's game is brought to you by Wampler's Disposal Service and Recycling. Wampler's is a place where recycling always makes sense. Please call Wampler's at 659-3721 for all of your trash, recycling, and scrap needs. Wampler's Disposal Service and Recycling, a family-owned business. The Hot Dogs now just trying to go on not exactly cruise control here. You're certainly only up one goal, but nevertheless, you are in a comfortable spot here as you approach the final 15 minutes.
Yeah, not as comfortable as you'd like to be, but you're more comfortable than you were at halftime. And, we talked about it as the game wore on. If Frankfurt didn't get that second goal, how frustrated that would be as far as, hey, we dominated the run of play. We just can't get anything in. So now if they can continue to dominate possession in the run of play for the next 15, 16 minutes, yeah, that is a nice, comfortable win for them. But you can't rest your laurels on that against a team like Cascade that lives off of the counterattack.
Frankfurt with a couple opportunities here. Here comes Martinez, has an opportunity, shot inside and just off target as that slips by Cromer. And a goal kick now here for Cascade.
Yeah, good angle we had at it here by Cromer. She had the post covered. Ball went through her hands, but again, had it covered so the ball goes wide with her there. And again, Cromer is keeping them in this game as far as covering that post-to-post area.
Well, doing IT differently, but making it simple, Abstract Technology Group does exactly that. Whether you're located in Indianapolis, Lafayette, or all points surrounding in between, call 765-420-TECH or visit abstracttechgroup.com. We're Abstract, making it simple. Shot inside. Oh, and how about that lob? Diana Santos with her second goal of the day, and just catching Cromer on her heels that time makes it 3-1 here to the Hot Dogs.
Yeah, well done by Santos to really seize the moment there. You feel for Cromer, an unfortunate error there on the goal kick, and Santos does a nice job, though, of finishing it in the spot Cromer can't get to. And again, that lofted shot where she's going back to the bar is just, it's something tough for any level of goalkeeper to score, but well done by Frankfurt. They put this game in much more comfortable control for them, and yet, you know what? They might have unleashed a little bit of a floodgate here.
So the Hot Dogs now with 3 unanswered goals scored take a 2-goal lead here at 3-1 with exactly 15 minutes left in this contest. Frankfurt today looking for their second Monon Athletic Conference win of the season. And there's another long strike there from Martinez that goes right into the hands here of Cromer.
We mentioned, Kurt, in the pregame, both of these teams trying to really develop into more of a program that can be consistent year after year. And you have to credit, both of these teams have made strides throughout the season, but Frankfurt especially really playing some of their best soccer at the right time in the season towards the end here. It's such a quick season that any kind of growth is celebrated. And when you see a team that started to put together play like this, it's impressive.
Jackie Tovar here on the near sideline tries to cross it forward this time into Santos. Another shot on goal and saved there by Cromer, but Flores was able to get a nicely taken strike there just inside the 18.
How about the unselfish layoff there by Diana Santos? She receives the ball literally inside the 6. Instead of trying to turn and get a shot off, lays it back off to the PK spot. Probably the better look, just unable to get something on frame. But talk about a senior leadership.
The Hot Dogs continuing to just do what they can do here to put this match away. As we await the throw in here for Cascade, a few substitutions being made as the Hot Dogs dip into their very deep bench.
Yeah, this is the time of game where really you start to feel those heavy legs the last 10 minutes of a full match. And, unfortunately for Cascade, they're going to need a very, very big response here to try and get back into it.
Shot on goal here from Tovar goes right into the hands of Cromer again. 11 shots on target here today and 12 off target. That's a pretty good ratio of on and off target here from the shots you've been taking.
That's fantastic. And again, something that, as the season wears on, you start at the beginning of the season, you're just looking for opportunities, right? You're looking for positive movement forward. They're at the point in the season now where they can look at that statistic and say, okay, we got a good amount of shots. How many did we actually put on frame?
That was a good opportunity lobbed forward there to Santos as it goes out of play. And a throw in here on the near sideline for the Hot Dogs. More substitutions here as I believe Bella Reyes will come in and checking out will be Diana Santos. So a heck of a game today for Santos as she gets some much deserved rest.
Yeah, great performance by the junior, tallying that first goal, as well as coming up big on a few defensive stops. I mean, chasing down Trump not once but twice, potentially a goal-saving effort there by Santos, and a potential game winning on the offensive side.
Here comes Flores. Off to Martinez, who just is out of the reach that time of it. It goes out of play.
Great work by Frankfurt here. Even in these last 10 minutes, when they're losing the ball in their offensive third, they're doing a nice job of hustling back, getting behind the ball, and as you see there, win the ball back right in their offensive attack zone.
Frankfurt wins the ball here. Martinez squirts up the middle this time, and now there's a very big shot taken by Cisneros, but it goes into a plethora of defenders here from Cascade. And a pass into the middle from Tovar will be tracked down here by Cromer.
Yeah, not one, but two decent looks there, and it's all from the unselfishness of moving that ball east to west, sometimes trying to find that diagonal slide ball through, but really it's just the unselfishness of giving up an okay look for a better look.
Another opportunity, shot again, this time from Reyes, but the rebound comes to Martinez as well as Flores before the loose ball will be taken here by Cromer. Well, you got to give some credit to McKenna Cromer here for the Cascade Cadets, coming in a position that she doesn't typically play in the goalkeeping set. And she has been kept busy by this attacking third here by the Frankfurt Hot Dogs.
Really solid effort from her, and 2 goals that, obviously she would want back at the end of the day between the equalizer as well as that third one. But hey, I've been there, I've done that, and it is it's all about how you pick your head up and find the next one. And she has continued to make save after save, keeping this respectable scoreline.
So in spite of the fact that you have 3 goals given up, you've come away now with 9 saves on the day. With that save, of course, adding on as well. That is 12 shots on goal for the Hot Dogs to 12 that have been off target.
If I'm Coach Mia Hernandez, that is the number I am thrilled about from my girls today, is not only the shots on goal, but the shots on frame. I'm sorry, not only shots, but shots on goal. As far as you're creating these opportunities, now you get to be pickier with which ones we're actually pulling the trigger on. Are we getting the best shot each time down the field?
Martinez will track it down and nearly there as it's poked away that time by the back line here of Cascade. But coming up with it here is Tovar with a little bit of help from Flores. Threading the needle up here to Martinez. Martinez crosses forward and just stopped that time in front of Cisneros, and that may have saved a goal again there by Cascade.
Critical touch there on a great buildup by Frankfurt.
Tovar battling one-on-one this time as Martinez wins the ball. Back to Tovar off the 18. Crossed away and stolen away by Whitaker. Olivia Whitaker trying to get it to Trump that time. And back the other way we come this time with Tovar. Tovar tight-roping the near sideline. She'll put this one right in front of the frame that time as Cromer is able to get that one.
And that is exactly the ball you want to see from Tovar into the middle. She's got Cisneros in that central area. You just want to see Cisneros cut that run almost to that front post 6 and beat Cromer to the ball.
Here comes Martinez right down the middle this time. Martinez will let it go. It's picked up here by Cisneros, who tries to get a little bit of help from Reyes. Reyes back to Cisneros. Up to Martinez, looking for space. Shot inside, off the top of the crossbar. On the rebound is Tovar, but Cromer is there as well.
How about that build-up? Wow, impressive. They go inside, they go back outside, off the top bar. And Cromer doing well on the rebound to find it and fall on top of it. But see a couple cadets with the hands on the knees there, taking a deep breath after that one.
But that time, if you're Tovar, you're looking for a little bit of a bounce up to try and get a header. But that's the difference of artificial turf and natural grass. There's a little bit more cushion there, and that can certainly make a difference.
It can make all the difference. We've seen it multiple times. And last week they had one very, very similar that took the bounce into the goal. So, hey, you get some one week, you don't get it the next.
Martinez gets the service forward here by Regalado. And she touches that one off the foot of Cora Sprankle that time from Cascade.
Yeah, and Jackie Tovar in the midfield has just been a spark plug for this Hot Dogs team in the second half. Whether it's sprinting over to the right side to find that throw in, or as you see her here connecting again with the midfield, she's just been an impactful player in every position she's played this morning.
A reminder, stick around here on the ISC Sports Network and the Hot Dog Network as we will bring you the second match of our doubleheader here today. It is senior day for the Frankfurt boys as they take on the Cascade Cadets. Kickoff for that game will be right at about noon here on the Hot Dog Network, powered by ISC. Well, this portion of the match brought to you by JXN Stump Solutions. Tired of unsightly tree stumps ruining your yard? Well, let us take care of it. We've got the equipment and experience to get the job done right. We offer 3 tiers of service that will rejuvenate your yard. For a free estimate, call 765-242-9523 today. JXN Stump Solutions, rooted in service, driven to remove. Free kick here for Martinez. About 25 yards out as she puts that one into the penalty area. Reyes will track it down and push it back into the middle. And relying on her defensive back line here to break up here the attack. But Cascade staying stingy here on this one. This is Hofing, who tries to work it forward, but she is the only cadet back to at least try to attack as Now you can see it here, Kristen, basically only 2 attackers here for Cascade as they send everybody back in defense. Here comes Hofing. Shot inside, and that will be off target, but a save there by Jimenez Galicia. The second shot taken today by Cascade.
Yeah, and you were spot on there, Kurt, with Hofing having to go really by herself. I mean, she had a few players in support, but no one realistically she can play back to in that situation. And that right there, I think, is just kind of a microcosm of what we've seen this whole game, right? It's been a short individual attack versus the team side and the momentum movement that we've seen from Frankfurt.
Bella Reyes with a little bit of space on the far sideline. She tries to navigate back towards the middle along with some help from Martinez. But she's being absolutely harassed there by Dakota Pringle, the sophomore defender. Inside 4 minutes left to play here in this contest.
We anticipated we'd have a close one today. We thought it would be sort of that, counterattack punch versus the methodical movement that we saw from Frankfurt. And you know what? Credit to the Hot Dogs. They have done a nice job of keeping the ball and being selective about when they're taking shots, which, credit to them. 3 goals up on the scoreboard.
Time continuing to whittle away here on this one as the Frankfurt Hot Dogs looking to get their second win in conference play this season. And by the way, the newly constructed Monon Athletic Conference. This is the first year of competition amongst a brand new conference where you have many teams located along old stops of the old Monon Railroad. But on top of that, Sagamore Conference teams, as well as ICC teams and a few Eastern Indiana teams coming together to form a brand new conference. And so far, it's been pretty compelling to watch this conference develop.
Love seeing new conferences, new rivalries, all sorts of history develop, and it'll be fun to watch this one as well.
Martinez puts it towards the middle to try and find Cisneros. Cisneros now getting poked away that time by Whitaker. Ruthie Trump trying to set up Hofing that time, but it's corralled in the back here by Cynthia Martinez.
Now, we haven't had to talk a lot about the back line here for the Hot Dogs. Been a lot of chase down work, a few, very, very important touches, but they've done a great job of staying organized, which has allowed them to just really easily respond to those through balls that we've seen them trying to play through to Trump and Hofing.
It has been a relatively easy day for the defenders of the Hot Dogs. Guadalupe Cardenas will send this one back into the mid. Martinez on the near sideline. Martinez intercepts the throw in from Cascade, and now it'll be a throw in for the Hot Dogs as we hit now the final 70 seconds here of this match.
An excellent effort here by both teams. Again, the styles that they're used to playing, very different. It could have been a different scoreline if you look at Cascade's counterattack power, but Frankfurt was up to sort of the defensive prowess that was needed to counterattack that one-on-one north-south attack.
Well, how about one more little set piece here for the Hot Dogs, but to close this thing out? You mentioned it, restarts were a big key here for the Hot Dogs, and I'd say they handled themselves quite well in those instances.
I would tend to agree 100%, Kurt. We've seen improvement from not only the placement, as you see that one almost.
Nearly an own goal right there off the touch from Cascade. It goes off the side of the net.
But that's the thing that so many teams don't do, Kurt, is they don't put the ball in the dangerous position, right? If you don't play that mid-air at her leg, there's no chance you're getting a goal, let alone an own goal. So by just playing corner kicks and set pieces into those scrappy, tough places, you create opportunities.
Your final score in this one, the Hot Dogs victorious over the Cascade Cadets 3-1 here on a beautiful Saturday morning. We'll take a quick time out. The Willow Creek Barn postgame show right after this here on the ISC Sports Network and the Hot Dog Network.
At Day and Ginda Funeral Home, we embrace change while staying true to timeless values. Our commitment to putting families first remains steadfast. With up-to-date practices and unwavering compassion, we offer the highest quality of service for your loved ones. Trust to serve your family with a classic commitment in modern times. Day and Ginda Funeral Home, putting family first.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
This is the postgame show brought to you by the Willow Creek Barn, where nature's beauty meets rustic elegance. Kristen Hazley, Kurt Darling here with you. Your final score, the Hot Dogs victorious over the Cadets 3-1 in a big Monon Athletic Conference showdown. Kristen Hazley, just an all-around solid effort here by the Hot Dogs despite trailing early on in this ball game.
Yeah, you're spot on. I mean, Cascade came out opening punch, found that quick ball through, and they were able to jump up in that 1-0 lead. Always in a questionable moment at that point. How does a young team respond? And the Frankfurt Hot Dogs up to the task today. I felt like they really stayed composed. They continued to play their game. They played a wide game. They played possession, and they were selective about the chances they had on goal. And you know what? I think probably one of the most complete efforts we've seen from the Frankfurt Hot Dogs this year.
Diana Santos with 2 goals of the 3 scored today. The other scored by Arieli Cisneros. Either way, Diana Santos is your Frankfurt Eagles player of the game.
Yeah, Diana Santos, talk about an impactful player this morning. Not only on the offensive end, like you mentioned, 2 very critical goals in this matchup, but we called her name 2 or 3 times on the defensive end as well, whether that's a minute, a very important touch to save a goal, or whether it was connecting in the midfield, those forwards and back line. She was everywhere today and really important for the Hot Dogs.
Well, Kristen Hazley, let's take a breather. We've got boys action coming up here in just a little bit.
Can't wait. We'll be right back here with the same matchup, but on the guys' side. And, hey, we're excited for another good one this afternoon, Kurt.
Final score again here for the girls' matchup of this doubleheader. The Hot Dogs 3, the Cascade Cadets 1. Today's game has been brought to you by Abstract Technology Group, doing IT differently, making it simple. Day and Ginda Funeral Home, putting family first. Fiber Hawk, internet, fast, affordable Fiber Hawk. Healthy Communities of Clinton County, making the healthy choice the easy choice. The Frankfurt Eagles Post 976, people helping people. And by the Willow Creek Barn, providing a picturesque setting for the barn wedding of your dreams. For Kristen Hazley, I'm Kurt Darling, saying so long till next time. You have been watching Hot Dog Soccer here on the Hot Dog Network, powered by ISC.
We've all heard the question, if a tree falls in a forest, does it make a sound? Honestly, we're not sure either. But what we do know is that if it falls in your yard, it usually leaves behind an unsightly stump that you'll be stuck mowing around. At Jackson Stump Solutions, we'll get rid of that stump for good, and here's the best part. We offer free estimates, so you'll know the cost before the work begins. We deliver quality work from a professional, locally owned company with a commitment to leaving your property cleaner, safer, and stump-free. Contact us today at 242-9523.